What's up, guys? My name is Parker and welcome back to the channel. Today I have a very interesting question for you guys. I hope I can get some very interesting answers and perspectives. But anyway, a family member of mine is actually getting married coming up soon, like a month or two, something like that. It's like that time where, everyone starts thinking about different things, and so I was very happy for them I am happy for them. I'm happy for them and everything, and so I just, everyone starts thinking different things, and I started thinking, if I ever get married, if I don't belong with this person, or this isn't gonna work out, would someone tell me? If this wasn't right, would someone tell me? And so then I started to think, would someone tell me? But then I thought even worse, like, would I say something if, my friend was getting married and I thought it was a mistake? So the question I have for you guys today is, if anybody close to you is getting married to their significant other and you thought it was a mistake, would you say something? So I started thinking to myself, like, yeah, of course it's gonna be easy. Of course I would say something, that's like, why wouldn't I? But then I really started to imagine myself actually doing it, and like, what would I say? How would I say it? What do I do? All this different stuff. And I started thinking that, holy crap, that's actually a lot harder than it seems. And especially if this person is like, madly in love with the other. Obviously everyone wants to be told, but at the same time, I don't think anybody wants to hear it, and that's the important part. So for my answer, I guess I would have to say that if my friend, let's say my best friend was getting married, and I thought it was a total mistake, disaster ready to happen, like turn around from the reception to get a divorce bad, of course, I would say something. However, it depends on many different things. So one of the first things that it would depend on is how close I am to the groom. I'm assuming it's the groom. I'm just going to use that for example. But how close am I to the groom? Like, is it my best friend in the entire world? Or is it like, oh, like I knew the guy in high school, or like I'm a +1 to something, you know what I mean? So if it, obviously on the tier system, if it's like my best friend in the whole world and I thought it was a mistake, I would try to say something, because it's still tough, because that person is so in love with that person that it just seems like whatever you say is just it's kind of like an attack in a way. It's not like it just came out of nowhere. No one suspected anything. So it's not like everything you would say seems unwarranted. The second thing I would say is, what are my reasonings that I think that it's not gonna work out, right? So like, if I know that she cheated on him, boom, done. Like, not even a question. I'm gonna call it out. Like, that would suck. Though that's gonna be so bad to prove that and then have that whole situation happen. But I would rather like let my friend, like not let my friend, but like say to my friend all this stuff. Find out this whole thing collapses, but then like he rebuilds stronger with someone better, rather than having to go getting married to this person that betrayed him, and then later on having found out or something, and then have a relationship or a marriage crumble, especially if there's kids involved and stuff like that. So I would much rather do that. But if it's something a little less dramatic, like she's a bitch, like if it's just that, it's kind of hard. You can't just go up to your friend and say, dude, it's not gonna work, man. You're making a big mistake. Why? What are you talking about? It's the day of my wedding. What do you mean I'm making a mistake? Dude, she's such a bitch. Like, you can't just do that. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's happened out there. That's probably has. Honestly, anything you probably can think of has probably happened in this crazy world we live in. However, you can't, on a moral standpoint and on a friend code, you can't just like say, hey dude, you're marrying a fucking bitch. Like, you don't do it. Like, you can't do that. That's not right. That's just not right. That's not cool. And especially in the skit that I just did, like that, you can't just like do it on the wedding day. At least try to talk to your friend beforehand. You know what I mean? Before all that, discuss like, hey, she's acts really mean. She acts really like bitchy. Some people say, not me, but some people say it, so maybe, you know what I mean? You have to talk about it beforehand. But if your reasoning is just like, you just don't like her, keep your mouth shut. Keep your mouth shut. It doesn't matter, man. That's not cool. Like, if you don't like her, you gotta get over that. You gotta be the bigger person. Just get over that, because if your friendship is worth it, if your friend really loves that person, then that is just not worth your gripe over her, or whatever the case is. Now, if it's something like monumentally disastrous, like say she's pregnant with your child, like something fucking insane, that should probably come out before the wedding, like, or that should come out just as soon as it as soon as it can. Like, that's terrible. I don't even want to think about that. But yeah, you should probably tell him. You should probably tell your fucking friend, hey, it's a mistake because that baby you think is yours, no, it's mine. Because she cheated on me, she cheated on you with me, and I got her pregnant, and you think it's your child, but it's mine. Like, no, God, oh my God, let's get off that topic. Now, what's gonna come of this, right? Like, if you say that you think it's a mistake, what's gonna come of this situation, like these circumstances, right? So, I think quite a few different things can happen based off of the person, their personality, right? Like, whether they get angry really easily or, you know, they're very understanding and want to know what you're talking about. Based off of your reasonings, and based off of when you say it and how you say it, I think a whole bunch of different things can happen. I think one of the worst things that can happen is that they get absolutely furious with you. They uninvite you to the wedding. You're done. We're not friends anymore. How could you say that? It's because you're my future wife and mother of my children. All that dramatic stuff. Well, that's kind of it. You know, if it ends in divorce and then, like, you know, he say, hey man, you're right. Like, I don't know. That's just like a version of what could happen. I don't like to think that's what would happen because that's really depressing. I think another version that can happen is that, which I hope does happen, is that they really try to understand why you're saying this because they respect you as a friend, they respect you as a person. You know, they know you wouldn't be lying to them for no reason or lying to them at all. They know that you wouldn't be lying to them, and they know that you're saying this for a reason, that you truly believe that this is not right, and they listen to you, and whether they do or not, they respect you for even saying it. And then I guess like the best case scenario is that like you were absolutely right and he's been having his doubts himself, and you know, he just kind of calls it off. Well, I mean, that sucks for her, but let's just imagine that she's a bad person, right? Let's just imagine that it really wasn't meant to be, so that way we don't feel bad about telling this fake story. So so I mean, that's just a few of the possible things that could happen, but this is not something like a personal experience of mine. I just honestly thought of it. I thought of the question, and I just kind of thought it was really interesting. Like, what would someone say? Like, would my best friend tell me, and would I tell my best friend on their wedding day? Like, would you like get the balls to just go up and just like, hey, I need to talk to you. Like, this is not a good idea. You know, like that's hard. And again, it's way easier said than done, and you could just stand there and say, like, oh, you know, I'd totally say something. He's my bro. No, it's like, it's way harder than that. Movies kind of depict like a certain aspect of it, but at the same time, like, you just don't know. We just don't know how unpredictable people are and how they're going to take things. So I made this video to like talk about the question. I thought it was really interesting and ask you guys what you guys would do if you do anything. I honestly respect both sides because I definitely understand the ideal of like keeping your mouth shut, you know, not your business, not your place, keep it shut. I totally respect that. And I also respect the people who have the balls to say like, you know what, you're my friend, I'm not gonna let you do this. And if you do this, I'm gonna let you know how I feel about this. I respect both sides, so I'm definitely curious as to what you guys would do. But if you happen to be watching this and you are actually in this dilemma, well, that first off, that'd be crazy. Like, what are the chances of that, right? But second, I guess like what I would say is, for me personally, like, depends. It depends on where you are, but like, let's just assume that you are very close to the person getting married. In this case, let's just say you are you're a guy and you're close and you're like best friends with the bride or groom. You're best friends with the groom. So if, let's say you're that close, I would definitely recommend that you say something, because I don't know, man. Like, it just seems like something you'd regret. To me personally, it seems like something I would regret. It seems like something that I would feel bad for them, for not telling them that, like, hey, like, you know, you guys don't seem to be working out, or if some deep dark secret, or whatever the case. I would personally try to say something, but that is the dynamic I have with my friends. You know, every friend group is different and have way different dynamics and just have different machinations of how it works. So if that's just not how it is, then whatever. But if you do end up deciding to keep your mouth shut, then I hope the wedding goes well. I hope it's very pretty. I hope there's good appetizers. I hope there's good music, and hope you have a nice night, I guess. But that's actually going to be it for the video today. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like on this video, and feel free to check out all the other videos I have on my channel. If you guys like those too, go ahead and subscribe for more content. I have a whole lot of videos I'm going to be posting soon, and I have a lot of big ideas that I hope you guys stick around for. But until then, I'll see you all in the next video. See ya.